Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and a lot of you have been asking me for a response since last night's California primary election, and that's been kind of difficult for me because, to be honest with you, and this is no joke, I've been going through the 5 stages of grief, and I recognized it pretty early on, and it's come around to the point now where I'm at acceptance, but I also feel like the 5 stages of grief is probably a good way to explain to you what happened last night and how I feel about the results. So starting with the 5 stages of grief, you have denial, okay? And that's kind of how I was last night. I was watching the results, you know, hand over my face just going, no, no, no. You know, this can't be. This can't be happening. I know that there are more people out there voting for this guy than this guy. I know that there's more people out there. This can't be. And that's really where I was. I'm watching the numbers come in, and I was in denial. I just couldn't believe it. But then comes the next stage of grief, which is anger. And I started getting pissed. You know, if this state doesn't want to help themselves, then screw it. You know, what am I supposed to do? You know, I can't be in a state where they want to jump off the cliff. You know, I'm not going to be holding hands with a group of people as they jump off of a freaking bridge. You know, I want to step up off that bridge and say, look, you guys want to jump? Fine, do what you want to do. I'm out. Like, I was really pissed off. And I started getting pissed off around 11:30 when I noticed that there was some voting issues. There were 118,000 ballots that were people, 118,000 names that were not on the rosters. So people had to vote with provisional ballots. As a matter of fact, that actually happened to my wife. She had to fill out a form and then fill out a provisional ballot. And then her ballot was counted different. It was counted separately, where mine went right through the machine and it was counted pretty much instantly. Hers is going to be counted later. And so I saw that happening. I saw this and that. And it honestly went from denial to just being pissed off. The second stage of grief is anger. Now, the third stage of grief is bargaining. And that is something that I did pretty much right away because I noticed that a lot of the California Senate seats didn't turn blue like a lot of the Democrats had wanted, and I was okay with that. So I started bargaining. Okay, at least we got that. And then John Cox, he made it into the running for the main election, which is going to be held in November. And to be honest with you, I would be okay with just about anybody other than Gavin Newsom. I mean, to me, that guy is the reincarnation of the devil. He is like a Bond villain. I mean, you look at that guy and his shifty-ass smile, and that's who I see. I see a Bond villain. This guy is as shady as they come to me. I don't like him at all. Unconstitutional. The guy doesn't care about anything except for, you know, satisfying his own political career. He could give a crap what actually happens to California. So, you know, I started getting into that whole thing, you know, where I'm bargaining. Okay, at least Cox made it through. Okay, at least some of these people made it through to the Senate, or at least they made it through to the final race. So at least I got that. That was my bargaining. And then came the next one, which is stage 4, and that is depression. And I actually was pretty depressed last night. I gotta say, I went to bed, I laid there, I screwed around on my iPad for a long time. My wife kept telling me, go to sleep, and I'm like, I can't. This is my life, you know? I wake up, I'm a gun owner, I want to help other gun owners, I want to see people be happy, I want to see people succeed. Sorry, my phone is on. I want to see people be legal, I want to see people be able to defend themselves, I want to see my friends and families and subscribers be able to do what they want to do and be as free as the rest of the country. That's what I want to do every single day. I want everybody that's watching this video to be able to enjoy the same freedoms that we all should be enjoying across the country. And I was absolutely depressed over it. Then comes the final stage, which is acceptance. And that happened this morning. Okay, it is what it is. I accept the fact that Travis Allen, who was my choice, didn't win. I accept the fact that Bob Lindsay for sheriff didn't win. Even though to me that one seems weird because he came in 3rd place and the guy who came in 2nd place I have never even seen, nor seen an ad, nor seen anything for. And you guys know I am very politically active. I know what's going on around here, and I didn't even know that this guy was even a real consideration at all. Somehow he smoked Bob Lindsay, who has a ton of support all around our area. So I don't know how that happens, but I guess that kind of all goes into the denial, and I have to just, accept everything. But like I'm saying, that's kind of the last stage that I moved into, which is acceptance. And so moving forward, what do we do now? Well, we got elections in November, and we got to make sure that Gavin Newsom does not get elected. That's got to be our main push. That's got to be our primary goal. That has to be absolutely everything. This is the architect of Gunmageddon. He is the guy that came up with all of this stuff. He is the guy that infringes on our rights on a daily basis. He's currently the lieutenant governor. He is what's wrong with California, and we cannot let him get to the highest seat in this state. We just can't allow that to happen. And we got to make sure that whoever made it through to the November elections, whoever the most conservative person is on the rest of the ticket, also makes it through. And make sure that we keep the people that are extremely liberal and progressive, left-leaning, away from the Senate. We got to make sure that we don't lose to blue. I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. And I'm not even a Republican. To be honest with you, I'm just a pure conservative. If I see somebody who is more conservative than somebody else, that's who I'm going to choose regardless of party affiliation. If you happen to be a lot more liberal, a lot more progressive than somebody else, I'm going to choose the most conservative out of the group. But at the same time, I do see that these Republicans that are running tend to be more conservative than the Democrats that are running. So I would like to see the most conservative people move on. I'll tell you what, Gavin Newsom is the least conservative out of every possible scenario. So we got to make sure that he doesn't stay in there. And that kind of all revolves around acceptance. So here's what we're going to have to do. We are going to have to plan for November. That's just our biggest thing. We plan for November. We get ready to vote. We get our friends together. We vote. We do whatever we can, because Gavin Newsom was about, I think he was, 7 or 8% in front of Cox for the primary. So we really need to motivate people to get out there, because if Newsom does win in November, this is going to be a completely different video, and we'll see what happens at that point. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and move on to another series of videos. Since this is still June, we're going to talk more about California, what Californians need to do in order to prepare for July 1st, which is the implementation of the new assault weapons bans and regulations and so forth. Things to do with 80% lowers, things to do with the current bans and things that are going to be happening. What you need to do to avoid registration, since we already have a confiscation over photos that were submitted to the Department of Justice for registration. So it's just more proof right there that if they see something in the photo they don't like, it's enough for them to obtain a search warrant, in which case they can just simply come into your house and confiscate whatever they want. So registration does absolutely lead to confiscation. It's already been proven because of this. And so I'm going to help you guys avoid registration lawfully and legally, so that you can still keep your firearms in some sort of configuration that works for you, and avoid registration and avoid prison. And basically, they're trying to make us all criminals, and we know we're not. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And to everybody out there who voted, for all the people that watched my video, I know you guys went out. I know you guys were motivated. I know you went out there. I know you did your civic duty, and I know that you guys are true patriots. For those people that didn't, which are probably not the people that are watching this video, maybe you can get off your ass in November. Do what you can do. Otherwise, you deserve what you get. But to those people, again, that voted, thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support. Please like, subscribe to this channel. I got a lot more coming down the pipeline. Have a great day.